still beautiful. Girl in the mirror, la 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 la. You're still beautiful. Girl in the mirror, la 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 la.
Hello Sanibonani, I hope you guys are good. So earlier this year I did buy a car, but what you didn't know is that that car was my second deal. The first deal was a scam and I'm here to tell you all about it. So what I will say is that when you go to the car dealerships, make sure that you have a male person with you, a male person who is knowledgeable about cars, because what happened is if you are female, they try to take advantage of you and make you overspend and add all of these extra things that you don't need. So take a male person, preferably someone who's knowledgeable. So I started looking for a car March earlier this year, and from March until May, but we didn't find anything that was within my budget on the dealerships. So I had a budget of 200,000, and obviously I was gonna 200,000 rands, and obviously I was gonna get a pre-owned car because the cars are so expensive and there's no way I was gonna get a new car for that price. So it was either I added to my budget, because most cars are around 300,000 upwards, or take something that was within my budget. Unfortunately, I had a specific car in my mind, which is the car that I have right now. So I had that car in my mind and that's the car that I wanted, but I was also willing to settle a bit. So anyway, I didn't find that car in the garages, dealerships. So when I say garages, I mean the dealerships. I'm just so used to saying garages. So then what I did was I decided to call the dealerships because I wasn't going to be able to visit all of them. So I decided to call and see if they did have this car that I wanted. So I called the first dealership, which is Car Dealership X, which is the brand for this car, or which is the dealership for this car. Whatever, we'll call it Car Dealership X. And the salesperson that I speak to, he said that no, the cars that I had seen on the website have already been sold. It's just that the website is not updated. And I did ask him if he could call the other branches and see if there's anything available, and he said no, because what happens is it takes their time trying to find out from the different branches, and then in the end when they do find the car, then the customer decides no, they don't want it. So it does take a bit of time and he's not willing to do that, but you will see how that plays out later on. And so then I call the other dealerships, I don't find anything, and then I call the other branch for Car Dealership X, which has the car that I want. He says the same thing, that all the cars have been sold unless I add a bit more to my budget, but they don't have the car that I want on my budget. But what he said he will do is he will call the other branches and see if there's anything available. So I continue my search while I'm still waiting for him in a way. And then I think after 2 or 3 days, he did get back to me. And unfortunately, shame, this time I was in hospital, so it wasn't such a nice experience. But anyway, so then he calls me, he tells me he's found the car that I want. It's the exact car, it's the exact color, it has Android/Apple CarPlay. It's like the kilometers are within, it's the car, it's the car that I want. And then he sends me the pictures. I like the car, and because I was in hospital, so I couldn't go to the dealership to have a look at the car. So my friend who was helping me out then decided to go speak to the salesperson and hopefully see the car. So they come to an agreement in terms of the price and like the administration part of it. And then what he said was the car was not there at the dealership. The car was still on its way. Red flag. But I guess it was being traded in or something like that. So I didn't worry myself about it because I knew, you know what, my friend has got this and also I was in hospital. So I was just like, ekugcineni, when I go to fetch the car, I will have to see it. So yeah, and don't judge me, do not judge me. And so in the meantime, we decide to send my documents so that I can apply, or they can apply on my behalf for financial approval with the institutions. So we do that. And then I think a day later, the salesperson says that the finance manager is going to call me and just go through with me and break down like the whole loan of how much the car is costing, the extras, if there are any extras, how much I'll be paying, the interest rate, and all of that good stuff. And so the finance manager calls me, and this time I was back at my place, and I was recovering. He was the rudest person, the rudest person, the most impatient person. So uyangifonela, and obviously I'm recovering, so yabo, I'm not like 100%. Uyangifonela and he goes through the loan, but I'm thinking angizwa lutho, because he's just like in a rush. Angazi noma indawo ayekuyona inomsindo. He just had no patience. Like, I just feel like you should treat every customer as if they don't know anything. So like, just go through every number and every point and make sure that they understand, and also be willing to explain if they say they don't understand. So I didn't hear anything that he said. I just heard the amount that I was gonna, the repayment, the monthly repayment amount that I was gonna pay, which is 3.7. Anything else angizwang. So what I said is, can he please send all of these figures to me on email so that I can take a moment to have a look at them, see if I'm happy with them, and then, you know, get confirmation if I'm moving on with the deal or not. And then he does that, and wow. So he sends the email. First thing that I saw on the quotation, we'll call it a quotation, on the quotation, akusabhaliwe lapha phezulu ukuthi in a car dealership X, sekubhalwe another dealership. In my mind, I notice it, but I put it at the back of my mind, because I'm just like, what if they are working with this dealership? But logically speaking, there's no way a well-known, bigger car dealership will work with another small-time, you know, whatever. And then also I'm like, okay, let's say they're not working with this dealership, it's like a different small-time dealership. What if they have everything together? What if they have all their papers sorted, and then I miss out on a good deal just because I have this thing that it's a small dealership, you know? So I'm like, okay, we'll see. I'll just have to move on and be careful and make sure that I check everything, but we will see. I just need to be vigilant. And so the quotation, I wrote it down because I don't want to forget. Quotation. So we had agreed with the salesperson, I think we had agreed on 185,000 or 189,000, including on the road cost. So when they say on the road cost, it means that the figure that they give you, if they say 185,000, it means the amount for car registration, which is your number plate and whatever, it is included on that amount. So for the 185, it will be for the car as well as the registration. So that is what on the road cost means. So the quotation came back and the price was 217,000. Remember, we had agreed on 185, between 185 to 189, I can't remember. And then, so the cost came to 217,000. And then there were extras that were worth 25,000 that were added on this quotation. And then, so the interest rate was 11.7, and then they added a balloon payment of 57,000, which makes sense why they were able to get the monthly repayment amount to, I think, 3.7 or 3.6, but it was just something that I was okay and happy with. So then I go back to the finance manager. I'm like, I know this figure, this quotation that you have given me is not what we had agreed on with the salesperson, because the amount that we had agreed on did include, was on the road cost, did include the car registration. And also, please, like, give me a breakdown of what these extras, these 25,000 rand worth of extras, like what is it for? So just give me like a breakdown so that I know what is it that I'm paying for. So they came back and then they said the 16,000 was for the extended warranty. First of all, the car was still within warranty. That is what we know. That is what they said to us, because there's that 7 year slash 200,000 kilometers warranty. So that is what we know. But now they have added the extended warranty, and then there's 4,000 rand worth of car dealership initiation fee, and then there's a 5,000, which is the license and the registration. And then they also wrote bank initiation fee, which I don't know about that. But so that is what the 25,000 rand extras were for. I get, we go back and forth again trying to sort this out, because I'm like, no, this is like a different deal, and I'm not happy with it. So please try to see what you can do, and then also negotiate a lower interest rate, because the 11.7 was a bit higher. But again, the finance manager just didn't have the time. What he gave me, Jim? No, the salesperson cannot negotiate. So whatever deal you made with him is null and void. What I'm giving to you now, that's the deal. So you can take it or leave it. We can't negotiate a lower interest rate. This is what they gave to us. This is the lowest that they can go. So it's either you are taking this deal or not. Like, and I even went back to the salesperson. I'm like, Aibo, your finance manager, Jay, is rude, number one, and doesn't have the patience. If he's going to continue to treat me like this, Mina, I'm not taking the deal, then I'm walking away, because I cannot be given a treatment when I'm going to be paying with my money. I mean, okay, the bank's money, but yeah, I'll be paying it. So we went back and forth up until they reduced the price, and it ended up, everything ended up being 193,000, and the 25,000 extras then got reduced to 8,000, and within this 8,000 was the 5,000 for the car registration, and the 3,000, I'm assuming it's the car dealership fee and whatever. But it was so much better than what it was before. Okay, so now we've negotiated the deal. I'm happy with the figures. I have to come in and sign. So Wednesday, the 1st of June. Now keep in mind, 2nd of June is my birthday, and in my head I'm like, wouldn't it be nice if I got the car on my birthday? Then it's like a gift to myself. 1st of June, I have to come in and sign. We agree on a time. It's cool. I ask a friend of mine if he can come with me. When then kuze kushaya isikhathi sokuthi ngisuke endlini. So they said to me, they'll send me a location. But in my mind, I'm like, it's car dealership X. It's a known dealership. I can just go on Google and find the address, you know? But then they hadn't sent the location to me up until the time so we just typed on Google and were on our way. They sent me a message and say, oh no, here's the location. You're gonna sign at this venue. It's not make sure. I will turn around, and then I speak to the salesperson, and I'm like, Aibo, okay, so I'm signing at a different venue, and he says, yes, you are. And then I'm like, so but when I fetch the car, am I fetching it from your dealership? And he said, yeah, you can fetch it from your dealership, take pictures and whatever. And I'm like, okay, we'll see, but okay. So we get to the location. It's one of those small garages, you know? And then I'm just like, I will see. Like, I mean, if they have and so we get there, it's those small garages. At the back of my mind, but then I'm just like, okay, let's see, be vigilant, because what if it's actually like everything is fine and everything works out, but be vigilant. So we go there, I see the car, bouquet. What is it, the red ribbon, red ribbon isimile lapha by the entrance. And so then we go to the office, and I finally meet this finance manager. Yo, lapho yingane yini, yazi ingane nje encane ebuhlaza cwe, ebuhlaza futhi yalelinye ke ibale cishe lifane nelami kodwa ngeke ngize ngisho. So go there to the office, I sit. Yazi uma ifika this finance manager uyahlala, he opens his laptops, he types, he's on the phone, types on the phone, types on the phone, and I'm like, hi bo, for a good 10 minutes. Like, he doesn't explain, he doesn't say anything to me. And after 10 minutes, I'm like, how, hi bo, are you gonna tell me what's going on? Because we've been sitting here and you're not telling me anything. And then he explains ukuthi he's opening a profile, and then we sign. And yo, I was triple checking everything. I was just like, I don't want them to change the figures. I don't want to sign for something angayazi. But yeah, everything was as per our agreement. So after signing, then I go have a look at the car. I don't think I did a thorough check. I just, just look around. What I noticed was the spare wheel wasn't there, which they said that for the cars in the showroom, they don't put in the spare wheel up until the day when you actually take it, when it's handover. There were car stains. Oh, there were stains, not car stains. There were stains on the seats, like the seats at the back, like Mauteli Kofi Nanan. So there were stains there. The seat belts, ibidlegile on the seats that were at the back. I think that was about it that I saw. And so then I spoke to the salesperson and I said, are these things going to be fixed? Also, just confirm if I'll be able to take the car tomorrow, which is my birthday. And just confirm if these things are going to be sorted out by the time I come to take the car. And he is just full of promises. He assures me with, what, everything will be fine. When I come tomorrow, everything will be good. And then Thursday, the date of my birthday, I'm coming to fetch the car. We decided on a time and he said, yeah, it's fine. Come the time, I go there alone. I went there alone. This time I'm like, you know what, do a thorough check, because if you're gonna take this car, they say you already have insurance for it, so like you are liable or reliable, you are liable for the car. So now I do a thorough check, and I had my friend on the phone, the one who was helping me, because I was just like, I'm gonna send pictures, I'm gonna call, I'm gonna do everything so that we make sure Wuti imoti right before I take it. I start with the spare wheel. Wow. I check the spare wheel. Lela tire lela is just taken from another car. And they didn't even try to clean it, make it look presentable. And I tell the salesperson, no man, this tire has been used. Athi no, belihleli laphayana kwasha kwacima, angazi waze wabiza lo the finance manager to confirm it. I was like, oh, okay, you can say what you want to, but this tire has been used and I don't want it. I want a new one. And then the twain, panel that you use to change the wheel, tools, is it tools? Yeah, but ipanela zoyisebenzisayo, it just looks like ipanela that ezithengwe nje, you know, at a shop nearby, you know where you get it for cheaper. It looks like that, but then I'm just like, okay, if it works, it works. And then seat belt is still the same, car seats are still stained. And then my friend also noticed that the bolt on the front wheel was missing. And then I think the car had been painted langa pambili next to the bumper, which they didn't tell us before. But yeah, everything else is working. And then they didn't have a spare wheel. They didn't have a spare key. They were still gonna organize a spare key. Lapo, I had sent them a list of things to confirm if they're gonna be emailed or they're gonna be given to me on handover. And I couldn't believe the user's manual was there, but I know the spare key, they were still gonna organize it. The proof of service, the DECRA report, which I had requested because bengasathembi, they didn't have all of that. And then I said to them, no, I cannot take the car. So you need to fix this and I will come back on Saturday. If you confirm that everything will be fixed, I'll come back on Saturday and take the car. And I don't want to lie. Before I said that, because I did tell him, Guti, I'm not happy with the way the car is and I wouldn't like to take it. And then the salesperson actually me, you know what? Vessel on Tuesday, we are gonna come to find number plate. So what you can do is take the car, because mostly everything is fine. It's just this thing, and I said. And then on Tuesday, when we come to put in the number plate, we'll take the car and fix everything. For a second there, for a good old second, I was like, it's my birthday. I can actually take it. I mean, how nice will it be? But then, thanks to my friend, because I spoke to him, what in J? Don't take the car. And he wasn't even negotiating. But when I actually dropped the call, in that moment when I thought about it, and luckily the salesperson wasn't next to me, when I thought about it because I was alone, I was like, no. I already have insurance on this car. Once I take it out of this dealership, I'm the one who's responsible. And what's stopping them from saying lezi zenye izinto ebengizisho mhlambe zife ngoba imoto ibisingakumina? So I told the salesperson, no, I'm not going to take the car. You have to fix these things. You have to give me the documentation that I asked for. And I will come back on Saturday and take the car if everything is in there. And then he says, cool. Come Saturday, I think my heart in J had decided, because even earlier on Thursday, Friday, I spoke to my other friend. I was like, no, I'm not 100% sure about this deal. And my friend was just like, if you feel that something is wrong and you're not happy with it, rather not go through with the deal. So Saturday, when we came back, and I was coming back with my friend now who has been helping me, I just had that mindset, you know what, if these things are not fixed, we are not taking the car. Even if it's just one of them that is not fixed, we are not taking the car. We are canceling the deal and we are starting all over again, and that's perfectly fine. So when we came there, the car was at the back. I think it was gonna be washed. Mina vele nje ngavele ngaskena ngabona ukuthi you know what, they haven't fixed zonke lezi zinto, so we are cancelling the deal. And then he had a look around, and then one of the person obesebenza khona at the car dealership let it slip that the car didn't have warranty. The owner had cancelled the warranty, which they did not disclose to us. And so then we were like, I know, we're cancelling the deal. We told the finance manager that we're cancelling the deal. He was still rude. Nakhona atinje, oh, okay, good luck. I'm not sure where you're gonna find another car like this for this price. So good luck with your searching. And we said, yeah, we'll be fine. Like, there's so many car dealerships. So we canceled the deal. I did send an email to confirm our conversation, just in case he decided to go through with it. Like, I wrote everything down from the start, how I wasn't happy with this treatment that I got, the things that I had highlighted to them to fix on the car, and how it got to the point that we were in where I have to cancel the deal. But then I also did call the bank that had approved my loan, and I just double checked to make sure they haven't like sent through the documents and bangenzeli loan engayazi. So that was that. And then the following week, I started then again going back and calling the car dealerships and seeing if there's anything available. And then also I said I want to call the reputable car dealerships. I love car dealerships in it has to be like the well-known brands. And then you remember the salesperson that I spoke to initially that said that they couldn't call the other branches because he called me while I was also on call calling the other branches. He called me and asked, are you still looking for a car? And I said, yes, I'm still looking for a car. And he said, I have a car for you. I'll send you all the details, and I'll send you all the pictures. And it's the car that I wanted. Well, it's in the color that I didn't think I like or I would get, but now that I have it, I love it. It's so beautiful. I love it. I don't know why I wanted white, but this color, it works out so much better. So like the process was so smooth. It was so smooth because he sent the pictures. I liked it, and then I just asked for I just asked for a reduction of 5,000 on the asking price, and then he was like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, maybe I should have asked for 10,000. But I was happy with everything. What I will say is the thing you must look out for is on the quotation they will always put the balloon payment. They don't ask you if you want it or not. They will always put it there. So you have to make sure that if you don't want it, they take it out, and which is what I asked them to do on this one. But everything else I was happy with. The process went smoothly. I got my car, and voila, I'm a happy girl. I'm enjoying my car. I'm loving it. It's fuel efficient. I love it. Okay, so the tips that I would say when looking for a car: number one, have a budget. When you go to the car dealerships, they will always ask you how much are you willing to pay, and they will always try to work out those numbers so that it comes to that amount. And then uthi usuqeda to 5 or 6 years, then that's a balloon payment, just because they worked out your repayment so that you will be comfortable with the amount of bute uyayifuna. So rather have an overall budget. If you say you spending 200,000, 300,000, when they ask you, just say you're spending 300,000, and that is the amount. Number two, the biggest lesson, which I will always tell anyone, which my friend taught to me: always be willing to walk away. At any time, at any point in the deal, always be willing to walk away. Don't be emotionally attached to the deal, because it's a long-term thing, and you cannot have a long-term thing that you are full of regret and unhappy with. So always be willing to walk away. Negotiate. Always negotiate. Whatever they give you, just always try to negotiate, because the dealerships they can always go lower than what they are giving you. You have the upper hand because they need the stats to say this is how much they've sold this month. So just always try to negotiate, especially when it comes to the interest prime rate. Especially when it comes to the interest rate, just always ask for a lower one. So always be willing to negotiate. And what else am I leaving out? Oh, then there's a YouTube channel that I would recommend that you watch. I think it's Muzi Sambo. He does car reviews and then also goes through the contractual stuff of what to look out for when buying a car and how to negotiate and all of that stuff. Like, he has everything that you need to know. I will leave the link down below for his YouTube channel, and I would encourage you to just go check it out because he just gives out all the information that you need to know. And yeah, that's it. I am enjoying my car. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. Be vigilant. Buy from a reputable car dealership. Don't buy from these small time car dealerships. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, to comment, to share, and to subscribe. We'll see you on the next video.